Talking about that last week in terms of the recycling, if you were at Mikel Arteta moving forward now, who would you play as that front four to make it as exciting as possible?
I think horses for courses. I think, you know, they go to Leeds at the weekend. I play Martinelli because there'll be a lot of space. Leeds will have a go. You know, when they go and play at home next week against someone and they sit 10 behind the ball, I don't think Martinelli's got the guile of a Trossard. And then I think that's when you play Trossard. But Trossard's only going to be as good as the centre forward where you can flick it inside, give it and 1-2s. Yeah. I mean, you see the Man United goal the other day. Fernandes makes the goals with his 1-2s. Do you know what I mean? It's just the vision.
And Kobe Manu, that link.
Yeah, it's just that
the link's not there.
You don't get that link at Arsenal. And that's where I think they struggle. And I think they will struggle at home at games because they haven't got the guile. You know, I love Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is superb. But he's not going to put the ball through the eye of a needle for you. Do you know what I mean?
Eze should.
Eze should. Yeah. But Eze, again, I watched him last week. Eze plays no other person. He plays very, you know, he's relaxed, he's cool. But you can't do that. The fans at Arsenal, he got it the other day and he's looking up and he's waiting and they're all screaming. And you're like, just let him play. He will make something happen. Just let him play. But again, he's got to get used to it because it's all right, you know, if he'd have lost at Man United with Palace, it didn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter. Like now he must be coming off the pitch going, we're getting slated. We're 4 points clear, top of the Champions League, near on in the Carabao Cup final, in the next round of the FA Cup with a winnable game. I mean, I'll be sitting there now in the dressing room thinking, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And it hasn't even started yet. What is it, 15 games? Yeah. It's not even started yet. It's 8 when it gets down to about 7 or 8, and then that is it. At the moment...
Well, if they're nervous now, they'll be nervous then, won't they?
Yeah,
that's when
I mean, I watched them against Forest. I mean, Forest game reminded me of a bit like England against Italy in the Euros with Gareth. You're 1-0 up, you just go for it. What's the worst thing? We're just talking a point. Like, if they'd have won one and lost one, they got more points than 2 draws. And, you know, people go, oh, still 38 games undefeated. But no, you win football matches. I think they should have just gone at Forest and just absolutely... I mean, what you said on the telly when it went 2-1, they've got to go for it. They've just got to go for it. If it ends up being 3 and 4, who cares? Yeah. You know, you've got to go for it.
Will Mikel Arteta, do you think, ever be that coach, though, that does go for it? I mean, historically, when I look at Arsenal, Arsene Wenger probably was the most freeman, but George Graham back in the day wasn't deemed as being a defensive coach, even though he was deemed as being a defensive coach, wasn't he? 1-0 to the Arsenal.
That's what he's saying.
But that's coming now. I mean, I heard him called South Stoke the other day, but to be fair, that was just something on the... You know what I mean?
Who, what?
South Stoke, basically. Do you play long throws and set pieces?
Is that
what
they're called? No.
They've won every game in
That's what someone called them. I know, South Stoke. That's what someone called them the other day.
Delighted, yeah. They didn't get a South game.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, because of the actual long throws, the set pieces, struggling to score goals from open play, will he ever be that sort of what would be progressive coach that you're talking about there? Because I like Arsenal. I think they're a brilliant team, but...
Yeah, no, I think they're a brilliant team. I think where they are by not being a brilliant team. It's hard, yeah. I don't know. It's difficult one to call. I just think at the moment, you know, it's fine lines. Like Man United game, they grind them down first 20-odd minutes. They go in front, and you're thinking this will be it. And then, I mean, everybody goes on about Zubimendi, but the pass from the centre half, what's he do? Just roll it back and then he can go, he whacks it at him. You know what I mean?
That's what we do. That's what we do. Panic.
You know, and everybody goes, oh, Zubimendi don't make them mistakes. It's not him. It's a 5-yard pass. Just roll it. And then if he rolls it here, he can put it there. And if he rolls it here, he goes back there. And then all of a sudden they get nervous. But everybody, I talk to Arsenal fans, they go, what do you reckon? I go, oh, they'll win it. They'll win it. They will win it, in my opinion. But Arsenal fans are like, no, I'm not yet.
You think they're winning because of their doing or because of how bad the rest is, really? I don't think the rest is great.
No, the rest ain't great. Man City ain't great at the moment. I don't see Man City going flawless to the end of the season. I just don't see it. Villa are hanging around. You know, they are hanging. Fair play to them, and they should get a bit of respect because there's a lot of games gone. We're not like 7, 8 games in. We're 20-odd games. But there's no Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham ain't great where Tottenham could take points off Arsenal and, you know, Man United, you know, they have. But they played Man United at the wrong time. There's timings. Yeah. I always look towards the end of the season, it'll all be about timings. 5 weeks ago, playing Man United at home was a give me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? All playing in the wrong positions. They ain't got a clue, ain't really. The manager keeps on coming out. He wants to get sacked. Yeah. You know, every Saturday he's sitting at the airport with his bags and waiting. And then they go, "You've got to go back." And he's like, "I've got to go back now." But that's how it felt. It did feel like that every time he'd come in. I would sack me if who wouldn't? You know, who wouldn't sack me? And then he gets to the airport, he's sitting there, and his wife's going, "How long will you be?" And he goes, "I'm just waiting." And he doesn't. The airport closes, and he's got to go back. You know, it's like Chelsea played Crystal Palace last week. You know, 10 games without a win, Palace. About 2 months ago, Palace away is a hard game. It's a hard game. It'll all be about timings. You know, you can look at games now, you go, "Oh, we've got to play these, and these." But they could have won 5 on the trot by the time they come around again. So, but for me, I still think Arsenal win it. I do. I think this could be a blessing in disguise, that result against Man United. And you've got to remember, it's Man United. You know, they've got top players. You know what I mean? They're all playing in their right positions, as Scholes said. They can all play. It's a back pass and 2 worldies. Raya never made another save. Yeah. So it weren't like the Liverpool game where I thought they got ripped to shreds in the second half against Liverpool. Even though Liverpool didn't look like scoring, it was the way they were ripping them apart. So, you know, I think that's what they got to look at, the positives, and a game at a time. But, yeah,
In terms of their season, Troy?
Yeah, I think it's just that mental game that Grella alluded to with Reinders earlier on. Even for Arsenal, it's so big because they can finally get over that hump. We've won something. For Man City, it's we chip away at that confidence that Arsenal have built over the years. And we was talking about it in the green room. We've seen Liverpool last year. I remember talking to Virgil van Dijk. At that moment, they were on for the quadruple. Didn't happen. Inter didn't happen. It's very difficult to win more than 1 trophy in 1 season. So Arsenal know that that's stacked against them in terms of the odds. But this is a huge moment, I think, in the season for this Arsenal team to give them the confidence to get over the hill. We spoke to Declan Rice. He's talking about wanting it. He also mentioned in a previous interview that Raheem Sterling spoke about how important the Carabao Cup is to win, as it's the first one. William Saliba talking about his pockets are empty. So Arsenal want it, feel it, need it. I just wonder if they were to lose it, what does it do? It's really interesting.
Would you all agree that it'll have more of a negative effect on Arsenal if they lose it than if Manchester City were to lose it?
I would say so. I think so, yeah. Because they made a statement by playing such a strong side. Yes, they're playing against Chelsea, but with everything else that they're in and the squad and everything, I feel that this is a competition that they want to win and they're in it to win it. I don't think that they're here just to participate.
I think it's 50-50, you know. I do think it's 50-50. The last time Man City were in a final FA Cup, they lost to Crystal Palace. You then get back to that, you lose again, then it starts to become a Man City loss. You know, like narratively it's completely different, isn't it?
But then the thing is, I know, and it's no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it's Man City facing Arsenal now. There's a different adrenaline that pumps, and you know as a player, when it's a certain club that you have a rival against or a big club, there's a different energy around the players. When you play in Crystal Palace, it's no disrespect. It's probably arrogance. They were arrogant in their approach to that one, and, you know, Crystal Palace won. But if it's Arsenal chasing them in the Premier League as well, there's a different motivation behind it.
What could be a head-scratcher is who starts in goal, Grella, because obviously we've seen James Trafford start for Manchester City and Kepa starting in goal for Arsenal. Who do you go with now you're in the final? Do you give credit to the person that got you here and give them those important minutes, or do you think loyalty in that aspect is out the window and we need our best people in?
It's a very personal decision. It comes down to the manager for sure on the day. I think that if the guy, for me personally, if I was there, if the guy brought me there, he's good enough to play for Manchester City, he's good enough to be at some point in the season your number 1 guy, I stay with the guy that brought me there in the cup competitions. Also, you have so many competitions. What are you saying to the squad that in the biggest moment, the guy who got you there, you just pull him out and say, oh, no, well, we're going to go with this guy? I mean,
trying to win.
It's called football.
We're trying to win.
Yeah.
It's called life. This stuff happens.
I don't know if I would do that. No, trust me, I've been on the wrong end of those decisions my whole life.
Exactly.
I understand that it sucks, but I personally would stay with the guy.
You would? What would you do, Troy?
I think if both teams were playing so if Arsenal were playing Newcastle, I think they would have stayed with Kepa. I think if City were playing Chelsea, they would have stayed with Trafford. But I think because this is something that's not going away, not only this season, probably for the next 5 years, I think it's so important that they'll play both games. I was talking to Grella about it. I remember when we played in the FA Cup final, we had Aurelio Gomez get us all the way to the semi-final. The week leading up to it, the discussion around it all was the manager wanted to keep Gomez because he'd been so, you know, monumental getting us there. The ownership were like, no, go with the best, go with Ben Foster. and it creates an issue. So they will have to nip it in the bud very, very quickly. But for me, go with your best team. I think both teams will go with their strongest team, try to win.
I was just about to say on that point, how early do you find out? So say they are going to change and go with their number one goalkeepers. How early do those conversations happen? Or
The start of that week.
So you know straight away that
just kill it. Yeah, just kill it dead and just say, you know, if you are going back, especially for the second goalkeeper, tell him as early as possible.
Right.
Let it get it out of his system and go, okay, this is what we're doing moving forward.
Which would you do, Nige? You would go with the number one keeper?
For me, my personality, I would stick to keepers that have been playing in it for now. But for the reality of what this game means, I can see them going to the regular starters. I can see both.
It worries, doesn't it? Talking about Mark Gahey there, who can't play because he wasn't a City player when they played the first leg of the semi-final. So he'll be unavailable for the final, which you can understand Pep's frustration. Obviously, rules aside that he can't play because he'd be a massive addition to this back line.
And then a letter. Can you imagine if, for whatever reason, they allow it to happen? Can you imagine all the Arsenal fans uproar because of that change?
They won't allow it to happen.
I know, it'd be fun just to watch Cos, though, wouldn't it?
I'll get my smallest violin out for Pep Guardiola. I'm sorry. Yeah. Get on with it.
The rules are the rules. Are you going to send a letter? I mean, I want to go home tonight. The speed limit's 60 miles an hour. I got to go 60 miles an hour. Not that I go 100 and I send a letter and the rules are different for me. The rules are like that from the beginning of the tournament. So I don't know. That was interesting.
It definitely shows how worried he is defensively about his team. To single out Mark Gahey as the player, the reason why you signed him, and then obviously he can't play, and you can see the frustration. But on the other hand, he does say he's got players coming back, you know, so he knows he's got other players coming back. I don't understand.
I found it quite interesting, though, when he talks about Arsenal, he doesn't talk about the styles of play. He doesn't talk about their set piece. He's like, they're very consistent. So I think he thinks, as we alluded to earlier, both teams fit, both playing at the best, we beat them. That's what I took from that, because he's not saying, oh, they're great defensively, oh, they're great attacking-wise, oh, we need to worry about this. He was like,